The Munich Security Conference is presently underway in Germany, and amidst a series of conversations, discussions and also debates that have been hosted on the platform. The forum itself is at the centre of the debate. Questions are being raised about its significance. Questions are also being raised about regarding the forum being an echo chamber of the West. We raised these questions in an exclusive conversation with the Austrian Foreign Minister Alexander Schallenberg. Listen to what he had to say.
You know that there's a lot of focus on the Ukraine conflict and Russia's aggression, but with Russia being disinvited, do you not think that this can be a Western echo chamber, this forum?
No, it isn't, because there's so many representatives of the global south, as you might call it, reaching from Mongolia to African countries, and I believe conferences like these are important. We need platforms for exchange, and it's obviously up to them to decide who they invite. I understand also that they decided not to invite the Russian delegation this time. It's different if you talk about international organizations like the UN or others, but this is the Munich Security Conference organizing. And I believe it's still extremely valuable, but you're right to a certain degree. We Europeans should not embark on navel gazing and on Eurocentrism. This is a war which is taking place in Europe, but it's not a European war. The repercussions can be felt around the globe. And I repeatedly have discussions with my dear friend and colleague Jaishankar on this issue, and I'm happy to be again in 2 weeks' time in New Delhi.
Right, you mentioned about that how it's not a European-centric war. Yesterday we saw that the German Chancellor also made a mention to EM Jaishankar's comments and said that he has a point. So do you really think that Europe really needs to get out of this syndrome that Europe's problem is genuinely the world's problem? Or that's the global south problem, or is also not the world's problem?
This is a situation, a crisis which has global repercussions. It's felt around the globe, everywhere. In India, in Argentina, in South Africa, everywhere. And what we need to do probably better is an outreach to understand that this is a challenge which we have to face together. Austria has been very supportive to, for instance, the program Grain from Ukraine, because we know that this cynical abuse of grain and oil and gas and energy as weapons by Russia is something which we have to counterbalance, and we have to make an effort to make sure that people who need, food get it. And that's a global challenge, and here we are on the same boat as with India and many other countries, and that's why I have put so much emphasis, for instance, on the relations between Austria and India, and I'm very happy about the intensity they have shown. And I had my Indian colleague Jaishankar in Vienna for New Year's Eve, which was a particular pleasure, and I'm very happy to see him again in 2 weeks' time.
Right, last question before I let you go. Whose war is it anyways, and is the sanctions really working?
Well, it's the war of one man, and his name is Vladimir Putin, and he is the president of the Russian Federation. It's in his hand to end it tomorrow if he wished so. He launched it, he started it, he can stop it. So it's very easy. And yes, the sanctions are working. It's not an instant solution, never has been, but it's also very clear that we have to embark on this kind of policies. Do we like it? No. Austria was among those countries being present in Russia with, companies and other things. And we have a long-standing common history, as many other European countries, but we cannot sit idly by if one country, which is a member of the UN Security Council, decides to kick off board all the basic principles of the UN Charter. And because for us, it's our protective cloak. For Austrians, we need a system, a rules-based international system. We need the principle pacta sunt servanda. So this is our protection, if you want, our security, and that's why we are not neutral. We know exactly where we stand, and we want this war. We want Russia to end this war as soon as possible.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.